Namaste students, welcome to the next episode of English. In today's episode we are going to discuss about vocabulary. Questions related to vocabulary, what kind of questions can come, some sample questions so that it can be useful for you people. Let us start. In vocabulary you may get synonyms, antonyms, spelling mistakes, correct the spelling, which is the correct spelling, identify the correct spelling of the words given. So there may be in different ways they may ask you questions. Let us look at some sample questions. And the first one is, choose the synonym of retaliate. Now option given here are deny, B repeat, C frustrate, D illustrate. Students, one thing you have to remember, you should have some clues to write the test. When you are writing the test, you have to keep some things in mind, some tips in mind. Now here retaliate word is used. Re means to do again. So here the word which is synonym, which is near to it or next to its meaning is repeat. Here also it is starting with re. Repeat means to say again, to tell something once again, to do something again, repeat. So here retaliate, the synonym of retaliate will be repeat because it is re. Here also it is re, both are synonym. So option A, C and D are wrong. The correct option will be option B. Next, choose the synonym of consequence. Consequence means the result. Indifference, serial, effect, outcome. If you don't do this, you have to face the consequence. Consequence means outcome or result. So option correct synonym or correct option, a close one here is outcome. Indifference, effect and serial are wrong. The correct option is outcome. Coming to next question, liberal. What is the antonym? Antonym means opposite. Synonym means similar words, same meaning. Liberal. Options given are A, unreliable, option B, intolerant, option C, strong, option D, responsible. So here liberal means easygoing. You can tolerate anything, very liberal, she is very liberal, very good, cool. Opposite of that will be intolerant. You are not very liberal with your friends, you are very strict, you cannot tolerate them. So the correct option is intolerant. Next question, choose the synonym of prowess. Prowess. Options bravery, keenness, eagerness, D understanding. Now here if you don't know the meaning, you can see this word prowess. It is, just try to recollect some other word. Remember the word power. Power is related to bravery. So here prowess is close to bravery. Keenness, eagerness, understanding, all these are wrong. The correct or apt word is bravery. Next, antonym of stingy. Stingy means miser, who doesn't spend much money. Options cheerful, rich, extravagant, generous. Here you be careful. Antonym means opposite, you have to think about, you have to check for opposite word. Cheerful is happy, this is wrong. Rich is also not correct. Extravagant, generous. Now extravagant is close. The correct option is generous. Generous means who spends lot of money freely without thinking, very kind hearted. So correct option is generous. Choose the antonym of deviate. Remember the word deviate. You might have heard teachers saying you don't get deviated from your work, don't get deviated from studies. So what is the antonym of deviate? A, locate, B, concentrate, C, obviate, D, follow. Antonym, opposite, deviate. Deviate means going in some other way, not focusing on what is given to you, what work is allotted to you. So the opposite of that will be follow. You are following your teacher's instruction, you are doing the work sincerely. If you get deviated, you will lose the track and you will lose marks. So opposite of deviate is follow. Correct option is D. Choose the antonym of unruly. Now here unruly. Always this prefix un is used to talk about antonyms. Whenever we add un to any word, root word, it becomes the antonym. So already antonym is given, unruly. Remember the word rule, rules, abiding by the rules, following the rules and all. So unruly, what will be the opposite of unruly? Indifferent, intelligent, obedient, curious. Persons who are following rules are obedient. So those who are unruly, opposite of unruly will be obedient. Unruly means those who doesn't follow any rules, regulations, they don't follow the teacher's instructions. So unruly opposite will be obedient. Choose the antonym of dearth. I hope you have heard this word dearth. There is dearth of skilled persons in our country. Now what is the antonym, opposite of this word? Extravagance, abundance, scarcity, D. Sufficiency. Now always remember dearth. Dearth means there is scarcity. Scarcity of skilled people in our country. If I use this word in a sentence, there is dearth of skilled persons in our country. Dearth means scarcity. So what will be the opposite of that? Opposite will be abundance. There are many skilled people in our country. So correct option is option B, abundance. Next, choose the antonym of precarious. Now you should know what is the meaning of precarious. What is precarious? Precarious means doing some dangerous things which are very difficult, going on adventures, etc., without the knowledge of what the outcome will be. So options here given are dangerous, cautious, safe, easy. Option A is dangerous, but here you are asked to select the antonym. So this cannot be. Dangerous can be the synonym. Cautious can also be, is wrong. Safe and easy. Easy is not correct because precarious means doing something dangerous. Just now I have mentioned something very difficult task. So this is also wrong. Opposite of precarious will be safe. Here you are doing something dangerous. Opposite of dangerous is safe. Moving to the next question. Choose the antonym of bliss. Bliss is happiness. What are the options given here? Anguish, agony, sorrow, suffering. So if bliss is happiness, what will be the opposite of happiness? Opposite of happiness will be sorrow. So bliss is nothing but sorrow. Opposite of bliss is sorrow. Correct option is C. Next, choose the antonym of deliberate. Deliberate, we say. He has done this deliberately. Deliberately means purposely. There is some reason behind doing that. Options given are premeditated, methodical, C. sparking, D. impulsive. Now, deliberate is a purposeful thing. Opposite of deliberate will be impulsive, something instant, without any plan. So the correct option is option D here, impulsive. Choose the synonym of diligent. I hope you might have heard this word or read about is diligent. Diligent means very sincere, hard-working person. Student should be a very diligent. He is a diligent student, we say. He works diligently. So options given are intelligent, modest, energetic, industrious. The correct option will be industrious, synonym. You are talking about similar words, same meaning. Industrious. Industrious means who can do productive work, who can bring results diligently. He works diligently, he works very hard and he brings results. So correct option is D. Choose the synonym of placid. Placid. What is the synonym of placid? Placid means cool and calm, composed. Is it A, clear, B. Enjoyable. C. Calm. D. Dull. Placid cannot be dull, cannot be enjoyable. Clear is little close, but the exact word is calm. Very calm person, placid person we say. This place is very placid, very calm, without noise. Next question. Choose the synonym of gruesome. What is the synonym of gruesome? Hateful, tragic, painful, frightful. You might have read in many stories. The building was very gruesome. The place was very gruesome. I went to a village. It was a gruesome village. Gruesome here is very frightful. The correct option will be D. Option D. Hateful, tragic, painful, all these are wrong. Correct option is frightful. Choose the synonym of object. Now remember, this is a homonym, object and object. One is object. For example, water bottle or duster. This duster is an object. Okay, it is a noun. If we say, I object to you, somebody is telling something and you want to object that. You are saying that this is not correct, I didn't do this. So that is object. So you are disapproving with that. The synonym of this is disobey, deny, challenge, disapprove. Which is the best one? Which is the correct synonym? The correct word is disapprove. I object to this, I disapprove with this. Whatever somebody has told, you are objecting it, you are disapproving with that. Next, choose the synonym of illicit. Options include B. Divulge, C. Extract, D. Instill. Remember, in the class, the teachers will elicit questions before explaining the lesson. When the teacher is talking about the topic, before going to a topic, she'll elicit the topic. She'll try to ask questions. She'll ask warm-up questions. She'll motivate you and she'll try to bring out the answer from you about the topic, what topic we are going to discuss today. So that is eliciting, means extracting the answers, trying to ask you questions from in the way of asking questions. She is trying to elicit or extract correct answer from you. So the correct option is option C, extract. Next, sample questions. You may get few questions like this also, 1 or 2 questions. He practices what he preaches. Next, the practice of closing shops on Sundays is quite common. Now, options: if only sentence 1 is correct. B, if only sentence 2 is correct. Option C, if both the sentences 1 and 2 are correct. Option D, if first and as well as second are incorrect, but both could be made correct by interchanging the underlined words. Now here what you have to remember here is spelling. We have read about words which are noun as well as verbs. We have to see their spellings. Here practice, one is verb, one is acting as a noun. Now which is a verb, which is a noun, whether the same words are used in a proper subject verb agreement or not. So here if you look here, practices, practice, ce is a noun and se is a verb, but he practice what he preaches, this is not a verb here. You have to use se, you have to change the spelling. This word should come here and this word should come, the spelling should come down. The practice, he practice what he preaches, here se should come, and the practice of closing shops on Sunday is quite common. So correct option is D. By changing these two words, interchanging the words, we can correct the sentences. Again same sample but different words are used. This is the best stationery shop in our locality. First statement, this is the best stationery shop in our locality. Underlined word is stationery. In the second sentence, I saw a stationery van there. Again stationery, both are homonyms. Here the spellings are different, meanings are also different, but pronunciation is same. They are homophones. Now, whether option A is correct, option B only statement 2, sentence 2 is correct, option C if both the sentences 1 and 2 are correct, option D if 1 as well as 2 are incorrect but both could be made correctly by interchanging the underlined words. Now you have to be very careful here. The difference of A and E is mentioned here. Always remember, E is used, N-E-R-Y is used for shop, stationery shop. You go buy books, pen, pencils, you buy stationery from a stationery shop. S-T-A-T-I-N-A-R-Y is something immobile. Okay, I saw a van there, it was stationary, that means it was immobile, it was there only standing there which cannot move. N-A-R-Y is for immobile things. E-R-Y is for stationary shops. So if you change this words, interchange the word, this bring here and bring this word down, you can correct the sentence. So only the mistake is with the spelling. If you change the spelling, you can, the sentences can be corrected. Next, painting is done on canvas. He was canvassing for votes. Again the underlined words are given. Whether that words are suitable in that context, in that sentence or not, we have to remember. Option if only sentence 1 is correct. Option B if only sentence 2 is correct. Option C if both the sentences 1 and 2 are correct. Option D if 1 as well as 2 are incorrect but both could be made correct by interchanging the underlined words. Now again here the spellings are different. You have to interchange the words. Remember the spelling of canvas. Canvas, the painting is done on canvas. Canvas is a tough cloth where artists draw. So the correct spelling of canvas here is C-A-N-V-A-S. Double S should not come. Here only C-A-N-V-A-S should come. So if we write C-A-N-V-A-S, the sentence will be correct. Painting is done on canvas. He was canvassing for votes. Canvas SS should come here. Canvassing, double S-I-N-G. So canvas means to propagate, to publicize. You see people just before the votes they come and they try to canvass, they propagate for their votes. Next sample, during the reign of Gupta rulers, India made tremendous advancements in art and culture. Second sentence, he has taken over the reins of the new government. Option A if only sentence 1 is correct. Option B if only sentence 2 is correct. Option C if both the sentences 1 and 2 are correct. Option D if neither 1 nor 2, sentence 2 is correct, but the sentence could be made correct by interchanging the underlined words. Yes, again the spelling mistakes are there here. If you see the word R-E-I-G-N, R-I-E-G-N is given, the spelling is wrong. Correct spelling of reign is R-E-I-G-N. Here meaning of reign here is to rule. Here in the second sentence, he has taken over the reign of the new government. Again the spelling mistake is there, R-E-I-N should be there. Here meaning is rigid control of the new government. He has taken over the control of the new government. So if you interchange the spellings, if you change the spelling and write the word correctly, the sentence will be grammatically correct. Now look at the other type of questions, one word substitution. For the given phrase or sentence, there is a one word, you have to choose the best word. Government by single person. Is it monarchy, plutocracy, option C autocracy, option D aristocracy? Have you heard about the word autocratic? Autocratic person, single man, one man show. So here also government by a single person is nothing but autocracy. Monarchy is a kingship. So this all three options A, B, D are wrong. Correct option will be option C, autocracy. Government by single person is autocracy. Second question, commencement of words with the same letter. I hope you remember the figures of speech. In figures of speech episode, we have discussed that when same sound words are repeated, that is called as alliteration. Rhyme, pun and oxymoron are wrong. Correct option is alliteration. When there is repetition of same words, same sound, same letter in that line, that is called as alliteration. Next question. Anything written in a letter after it is signed. After signing the letter, if anything you write, what is that called as? Option A, posterity. Option B, postscript. Option C, postdiction. Option D, corrigendum. The correct option is postscript. You have completed writing the script. After writing the letter, you are again writing something. So that is called as postscript. Next question. To examine one's own thoughts and feelings. Sometimes we do something wrong, we say something to others and we feel bad. You will examine your own thoughts and feelings. What is that called as? Is it meditation, reflection, retrospection, introspection? When you look at your own thoughts and feelings, whether you will examine whether it is correct or not, what you have done, whether it is correct or not, it is called as introspection. So the correct option is D, option D. Next, a poem written on the death of someone loved and lost. So you have different kind of poems. Poets write on different themes. If a poem is written on somebody's death, a person whom the poet has loved and he or she is not there no more, they are gone. So what is that called as? Ode, sonnet, epic, elegy. The correct option is elegy. Elegy. It is called as elegy. Option D is the correct option. Next question. A person who does not believe in any religion, person who does not believe in any god, they are called as atheist. Option A, option C and option D are wrong. Atheist is the correct option. A person who has no money to pay off his debts, is he called as a debtor, beggar, pauper, insolvent? You know what is a beggar, you know what is a pauper. Pauper means a poor person. Beggar is a person who is not having any home, homeless person, no money. A person who is not having money to pay his debts, he is called as insolvent. Insolvent. Let us look at next kind of questions. Wrongly spelt words or choose the correctly spelt word. There are 4 options out of 4. 3 spellings are wrong and 1 spelling is correct. So you have to choose the best spelling way. Which option is the best? A, committee spelling C-O-M-M-E-T-T-E-E. B, C-O-M-I-T-T-E-E. C, C-O-M-M-I-T-T-E. D, C-O-M-M-I-T-T-E-E. The correct spelling is committee. C-O-M-M-I-T-T-E should be there. Come-me-T. This all how it is pronounced. It should be written also, the spelling. Come-mit-T. Collaboration. C-O-L-A-B-O-R-A-T-I-O-N. C-O-L-A-B-E-R-A-T-I-O-N. C-O-L-L-A-B-E-R-A-T-I-O-N. C-O-L-L-A-B-O-R-A-T-I-O-N. Correct spelling is again collaboration. D. C-O-L-L-A-B-O-R-A-T-I-O-N. Collaboration. Try to break it into small syllables and write the spelling. You will get the correct spelling. Collaboration. Next, kaleidoscope. K-A-L-I-D-O-S-C-O-P-E. Option B, K-A-L-E-I-D-O-S-C-O-P-E. Option C, KALAIDOSCOPE. Option D, KALAIEDOSCOPE. The correct option is option B, kaleidoscope. KALEIDOSCOPE is the correct spelling. Next, scripture. SCRIPTUR. Option B, SCRIPTURE. Option C, SKRIPTURE. Option D, SCRIPCHER. Correct option is scripture. 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 E is silent here, but E is written. Scripture. Next, collaboration. COLABORATION, COLEBERATION, COLLABERATION, DCOLLABORATION. Collaboration. D is the correct answer. Next, grievance. GREIVANCE, GRIVEANCE, GRIENVANCE, GREVEANCE. Grievance. The correct option is C, GRIEVANCE. Always remember there should be IE. After R there should be IE. Grievance. Choose the correctly spelt word. Sedentary, 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 sedentary. SEDENTARY is the correct spelling. SEDENTARY, sedentary. Choose the misspelt word. Here misspelt word means out of 4 options, 3 are correct and 1 is wrong. You have to identify which spelling is wrong. Option A, rapo. Option B, graveyard. Option C, substance. Option D, resistible. If you look at A, rapo is correct. Option C, substance is correct. Option D, resistible is correct. But here graveyard spelling is wrong. Graveyard, the correct spelling is E should be here. VEYARD, GRAVEYARD. So option B is the correct option. Next, careful, fulfill, until, final. Careful is correct spelling. Fulfill, always remember whenever you have this word full at the end, it should be single L. Careful. When you talk about ly, carefully, happily, at that time you have to add double L, carefully. Here double L will come, but without ly it is single L. You should not write double L. Careful is single L only. Fulfill also will be single. Until, final. This is also correct. Now until, if you see here, double L is mentioned, which is wrong. Until spelling is UNTIL. Next, prejudicial, indispensable, affectionate, assiduous. Now if you look at the spelling of prejudicial, prejudicial, it is correct. Affectionate, affectionate, this is also correct. Assiduous, this is also correct. Here in this option B, indispensable spelling is wrong. Here dispensable is mentioned, I is mentioned, which is wrong. It should be able. Always the suffix able should be able. When you add a suffix able, it should be always able, stable. Indispensable. Next, changeable, noticeable, peaceable, readable. Here also you can see the suffix able is added in all the 4 words. If you see the spelling of changeable, this is correct. Peaceable, this is also correct. Readable, this is also correct. If you notice here in this word noticeable, it should be able. notice plus able, noticeable. Coming to next kind of questions, idioms and phrases. In this, an idiom will be given. You have to identify the meaning, appropriate meaning from the options given. To smell a rat. Option A, to detect bad smell. Option B, to mislead, misunderstand. Option C, to suspect a trick or deceit. Option D, to see hidden meaning. Now, if you look at the options, to detect bad smell, that is not correct. To misunderstand also is not correct. To see hidden meaning also cannot be correct. To smell a rat means somebody is playing a trick with you and you feel that something is wrong. People around you are doing something, they are behaving in some different way. So, it is something, you can smell something. Smell in the sense really you are not smelling it. You can observe some things that there is a difference in the behavior of the people. So, that is option C is to suspect a trick or deceit. Next, a close shave. You might have come across this idiom in your books. A close shave. Today I had a close shave. That means what? Option A, a lucky escape, a clean shave, a well guarded secret, a narrow escape. Option D is the correct option, a narrow escape. Today morning you were coming to school or you were going somewhere, you had a narrow escape. You were about to meet with an accident, but you just escaped. It was a narrow escape, very close. So, a close shave is a narrow escape. Option D. Next, to take a leap in the dark. To take a leap in the dark. Leap means to jump in the dark. Dark means something which you don't know. So, what is the correct option? To take risk, to hazard oneself, to do a task secretly, to do a hazardous thing without any idea of the result. Here leap means, just now I told, it's a jump. Jumping into something which is dark. Dark means not the place which is dark at night or something. Doing something dangerous. Dark here means hazardous or something dangerous. So you don't know what the result will be. The correct option is to do a hazardous things without any idea of the result. To jump into the dark, to leap into the dark is a meaning is to do a hazardous thing without any idea of result. Next, to take the bull by the horns. Option A, to punish a person severely for his arrogance. Option B, to grapple courageously with a difficulty that lies in our way. Option C, to handle it by fierce attack. Option D, to bypass the legal process and take action according to one's own whims. Now, the correct meaning of this idiom, to take the bull by horns, means to facing the situation, any difficult situation with courageously, to grapple courageously with a difficulty that lies in our way. That means if any difficulty is coming in your way, you are trying to face it with courage. B is the correct option here. To get into hot waters, to be impatient, to suffer a huge financial loss, to get into trouble, to be in a confused state of mind. To get into hot waters is, here hot waters refers to trouble, to get into trouble. So, correct option is C. Bolt from the blue. It was a bolt from the blue, you say. I did not expect this. It was a bolt from the blue. Option A, thundering. Option B, a complete surprise. Option C, inform something bad. Option D, no idea. So, it was a bolt from the blue means out of the context. It was a complete surprise. You did not expect that. You passed with flying colors, 10 on 10. So, it's a complete bolt from the blue. You did not expect that you will get so good marks. A complete surprise. So, option B is the correct option here. Next idiom, to take people by storm. Options given here are to put people in utter surprise, to captivate them unexpectedly, to exploit people's agitation, to bring out something sensational, attracting people's attention. Here, to take people by storm means it is generally used to refer to captivate them unexpectedly. You are like people are attracted to you, you don't know. You didn't do anything special to attract them, but they are captivated. Your looks, your charm, by your way you behave. All these things will captivate people. It is unexpectedly. So you take the people by storm. The correct option is option B. To take people by storm, generally celebrities take people by storm. They captivate them. Beat around the bush. Now what is the meaning of this idiom? Option A, avoid coming to the point. Option B, run away. Option C, deduce from the fact. Option D, likely to happen soon. Now beat around the bush, you are not coming to the point. Sometimes it so happens teachers want to ask you something happened, some incident happened. You are not coming to the point directly, you are telling the story, you are narrating the whole incident, complete story, what happened. So you are not avoiding the point. Correct answer is option A, avoid coming to the point. You are beating around the bush. That means you are telling all the irrelevant facts which are not related to the question, but the actual point which you have to answer, which you have to say, it's not coming out. You are avoiding, you are trying to not to say that. Be on cloud 9. Again this idiom, be on cloud 9. What is the meaning of this? Very happy, very sad, going long distance, going short distance. Usually you use this when we are very happy. When you pass with good marks, you say, I am on cloud 9. That means you are very, very happy, extremely happy. You feel that you are flying in the air. Next, the word doctor has. I hope you have studied about syllables, sounds, etc., phonetics. Now the word doctor, how many syllables it has? 2 syllables with stress on one, 2 syllables with stress on both, 2 syllables with stress on first syllable, 2 syllables with stress on second. If you read the word doctor, it is a 2-syllable word, doctor. First part is doc, second part is ter, second syllable is ter. But you are stressing on the first one, doctor. Second TOR is not much stress. You are stressing on DOC, first syllable, doctor. So it is a 2-syllable word with stress on first syllable. The following does not belong to the basic component of speech: stress, rhythm, poem, intonation. So when you talk about writing or speaking, you focus on your speech, you focus on stress, you focus on rhythm, you focus on intonation, but you don't. Poem is something out of the box, which is wrong. So correct option is poem. This does not belong to basic component of speech. When you are speaking, you follow stress, you follow intonation, you raise and lower your pitch. Rhythm, you try to see your rhythmic. But poem is something which is not the part of your component, speech component here. So option C is the correct option. Next, the degree of force with which sound or syllable of a word is uttered is called what? I am saying a word. Just now if we have read doctor, it is coming with some force. The word doctor I have pronounced, I have said, I have uttered. So it is coming out with some force. What is that force with which the sounds or syllables of word is uttered? It is called as what? Is it intonation? Is it stress, rhythm, or pause? When we are stressing, when we are uttering a word, we stress on one or the other syllable. So the force of it on the syllable which we are applying is called as stress. Doctor, mother, father, degree. So we are stressing on one syllable. That stress, that force is called as stress. The change of pitch of voice is called, or the rise and fall of pitches in voice is called what? Stress, rhythm, pause, intonation. So when you speak, you use intonation. You change your pitch. It will rise or it will fall. The rise and fall of your pitch is called as intonation. Questions have different intonation. Answers have different intonation. The way you raise your pitch, or if you fall it, if the pitch is falling, that is called as intonation. You don't use the same slang or same kind of modulation when speaking. You raise your pitch and lower it, increase or lower according to the context. So that is called as intonation. Now, next kind of questions. Identify the pair of words in which the letter C is pronounced in the same way. If you see the option, seas, it is spelled as C-E-A-S-C. Homicide. Option B, face, brochure. Option C, ace, ache. Option D, peace, preach. If you look at these options, here C sound, and in this pair C sound. Seas, sight. C is pronounced as S, sir sound is coming. But if you look in option B, face, brochure, CH sound is sh sound, brochure, face, sh. So this is not matching. If you look at option C, ace, ache, again the sound of C, ace, sir sound here, ache, ch sound is coming, k sound, CH is k sound here, pronounced as k. In option D, peace, C sound is s sound. Here, preach, C sound is ch. So this is not matching. Here also the sound is not matching. In option C also it is not matching. Only in this pair of words the sound is same. It is pronounced in the same way. Seas, homicide. So option A is the correct one. Next question. Identify the pair of words in which the letter Z is not pronounced in the same way. Options: zip, graze, breeze, busy, nationalism, organism. None of the above. Here, option A, Z sound, graze, Z, graze, breeze, busy. Though here S is there, but the sound is of Z. Breeze, busy. Nationalism, spelling we are writing S, but the pronunciation is of Z sound. Nationalism, organism, Z sound is coming. So all these three options are having Z sound. So option D is the correct option. Circle the correct words to complete each sentence. The teacher tried to dash an answer from the student. Elicit, illicit. Now which case is the suitable word? Just now I have explained you in the spelling. Elicit is extracting. Okay? Extracting answers from the students. The teacher will extract. Illicit meaning is completely different. So, to draw out, illicit meaning is draw out a reaction or an answer or a fact from someone. So, correct option is elicit. Second one, when Alex entered the kitchen, he kept a dash silence while the chefs argued. Options: discreet, discreet. Here spellings are different, meanings are also different. If you look here, discreet, option A, careful and prudent in one's speech or action. So when two persons were arguing, two chefs were arguing, Alex entered the kitchen, he kept a discreet silence. He was very careful that he should not speak, he should not interfere in between them. So he kept a silence. So correct option is discreet. Next, the committee dashed the rules for the residents of the community. The committee dashed the rules for the residents of the community. Proscribe, prescribe. Here, prescribe is the correct option. Prescribe means as a rule that in action or procedure should be carried out. They will write or they will tell us the rules which should be prescribed, which are prescribed. We should follow the norms. We should follow these rules. The committee prescribed the rules for the residents of the community. Next, the speaker for the evening was an dash astronomer who discovered a distant star. Eminent, eminent. Which is the correct spelling? Here the correct spelling is eminent, E-M-I-N-E-N-T. Meaning of eminent is famous and respected with a particular sphere, within a particular sphere. So he is an astronomer, he is respected and he is famous in his field, and he was called to give a speech. Next, Olivia was dash in sports, she preferred reading and art. Olivia was disinterested, uninterested. Olivia was uninterested in sports, she preferred reading and art. So correct option is uninterested, not disinterested. The options presented to them covered the full dash from silly to brilliant. Options gambit, gamut. Correct option is gamut. The options presented to them covered the full gamut from silly to brilliant. Here gamut meaning is range. They had all the range of questions which covered them, right from silly to brilliant. All type of options were given. The gentleman meant well, but his advice only dashed the situation. Exasperated. The gentleman meant well. He said something well, but his advice only dashed the situation. Which is the correct spelling or option? The correct option is exasperated, B, meaning intensely or irritated and frustrated. So he said something he meant well, but his advice was taken as something which is intense, and it irritated the people, irritated the situation there. The Anasazi were ancient people dash to the southwestern part of United States. Now what is the best option? Indigenous, indigent. Remember that meaning of indigenous is originating or occurring naturally in a particular place or native to that place, to that country or to that place. So indigenous. Anasazis were ancient people indigenous to the southwestern part of United States. They are called as any person or thing belonging to that particular place or country is called as indigenous. So students, these were some examples from vocabulary section. Hope this will be useful to you, and with this guidance you people can solve the paper better. I also advise you to read the books and practice the spellings, read the newspaper and whatever textbooks are available with you. Read and focus on the stress, syllables as well as spellings and grammatical part. Whatever we have discussed today, try to recapitulate it, try to understand it, and again try to practice it daily. You will get good marks in your exam. Thank you.